Hello, everybody. It is your boy Jason. Yeah, well, I guess it's kind of an interesting development. I know it's been a while since my last vlog, but I didn't post the other two vlogs I had made because honestly, I just didn't feel right doing it. I felt like I was just kind of going through the motions, and until I could kind of gather my thoughts and be able to be honest with you guys, I wanted to make sure that I could sit here and fully do this the right way. I've got some major news I'm going to drop because things changed a little bit more on the timeline that I originally thought I had planned. So I kind of have the freedom to do this now. And this is a personal thing. Hold on, motorcycle. Okay. Sorry, that's the problem with doing these when you're walking. There's been something I've been hiding basically from the entire world since I was very young. And while I've been very open and out of the closet about being bisexual, sorry, I'm having a little trouble talking, I'm nervous. I've got my sorry. But this is hard to say. It really is. And I'm sorry if I'm not doing the greatest video job right now. This is going to be kind of a hard one. But I need to be honest. I've been out as bisexual for basically the last 20 years of my life. I would have loved to have been able to come out sooner, but unfortunately, when you grow up in this town, it teaches you pretty quick, that a lot of people are still very homophobic and still very, very close-minded when it comes to the LGBTQIA plus community. In addition to a lot of racist problems, and there are, it's just an unfortunate side effect of living in an area that isolated itself successfully for a very long time. But hold on, I gotta adjust my pack here. Having said all that, hold on a sec. Sorry, I don't like people overhearing my conversations. I'm sorry, I'm very nervous about saying this because this means going fully public. But I gotta do it. I know that I'm gonna, I don't look at what people think of as a stereotype. I'm probably not going to be very pretty. But I'm transgender. And I know that's going to probably surprise a lot of people, but I really am. I've known it since I was very young, but I was too scared to ever come out. When I first realized it, I was in second grade, when I really understood it. But I didn't have the word for it. I just knew how I felt. I'd always been, as a young kid, more prone to playing with both girl and boy toys. It was never a thought to me that I shouldn't be able to play with whatever toy I wanted to play with. If I wanted to play with the girls and I wanted to play with Barbies or dress up or or get into it always made sense to me, that would be who I was. And then in second grade, it kind of got pushed on me that it was inappropriate for me to play with those things. So I realized, in order to fit in, I have to box myself off from half of who I am. And I can't play with the girls anymore. I can't play with the toys anymore. I can't want to dress up or play house or doctor or any of that kind of stuff. It has to be just the guy stuff. Just the G.I. Joe, the Transformer, the He-Man, the blah. Everything else we grew up in our era. And I realized somewhere along the line, I kind of lost that part of me for a long time, and I buried it so deep, and all I wanted to do was come out. And if I had grown up in a more accepting environment, and it's not a knock on my family, I understand. It's not knocking on them. It's not their fault. Now, with my ex-adoptive dad, totally his fault. He's one of those who push on, men, warriors, stronger, macho, and so, and that was part of the time period. You grew up in the 80s, you knew you had to be very protective of yourself. Like, I knew I was bisexual. I knew I thought boys were cute. I knew I thought girls were cute, Later on, at the time, I didn't know what trans people were. I didn't understand fully that I was one of them. I just knew I felt like more of a girl than I did a boy. I've always felt closer to women. I've always gotten along better, And it's because I am one, just, and it's not easy coming clean with this information because honestly, I know I'm going to make myself the target for a lot of people. But I also know that there is also greater protection when you're visible. Because if people know who you are, they know you can't be dragged into the shadows so easily. And so I know that that's going to be a big thing for me, is figuring out that balance. But I know in my heart that this is the right decision. And yes, I do want to start to figure out how I'm going to transition and all that stuff. So I'm really at the beginning of this process because it took me I'm almost 42, and I'm not a young guy. I'm not young anymore. I'm still trying to get used to being open enough to say girl instead of guy, woman instead of man. And it's hard, because when you lie to yourself and to everyone else about who you really are for a long time, it's hard. You start to believe it, and it makes it hard to ever come forward, because you're scared that everyone's gonna hate you. That's why I have the sunglasses on, because I don't really want to cry on camera if I can help it. And it's not that I have a problem with crying, it's just I don't want it to be a recurring theme on this channel that all I do is cry. But yes, I do intend to go by she, her pronouns. They, them is fine with me as well. I don't have a problem with that, but I will be trying to figure out how to change the name on the channel, and see if I can link it to a new email address without having to lose my channel. So if anybody knows how to do it, I intend to do that. I do want to change my name to Ellen. Ellen Jean, to be specific. And the reason why is I want to honor two women that I've grown up loving and admiring, and that is my mother and my grandmother. And that's their middle names combined, and I just feel like that's personal for me. I don't need to name myself after a favorite flower, or after a favorite singer. As much as I love Paula Abdul, I just don't think I'm a Paula. And I understand, yes, I'm going through the divorce. At the time that me and my soon-to-be ex-wife separated, just so you know, she did not know this. I've only recently started coming out. But yes, this did have part of the reason to do with why I left. Because it was what was driving me to want to commit suicide. And because I couldn't live with myself like this anymore. And, of course, what do I do when I come back to town? I immediately start trying to cover myself back into the closet, because in this town it's so easy just to live in the closet. And I tried to date somebody, and that didn't work. And that's a big part of why, because I knew it was going to be the same thing that happened with Megan. I was going to be positively miserable because of what was going on in my head. And if this person ever found out, I would be on my ass and on the streets. And I didn't want that. I want someone who's going to love me for who I am and who I really am. And it's not to say Megan probably on some level doesn't. I'm sure my soon-to-be ex, I know that there'll always be love in my heart for her, and I'll always want good things for her, and I'll always have nothing but love and respect for her. She got me through some of the hardest times in my life, and I think I helped her through some of the hardest times in hers. And I have nothing but love and respect for her, and I want her to know that if she sees this. So it just, I had to go, when I say I had to escape, when I tell people I had to escape that situation, is because I knew that I was in a situation where I couldn't live the way I was living anymore. I couldn't function the way I was anymore, because I couldn't be myself, all of me, and I couldn't keep it inside anymore. And the only way I could figure out to do it was to just leave. You know, if I could have figured out how to be this honest and stay and know that I would still be loved and I would still be married, I'd probably still do everything I could to work it out. Being honest. But I just didn't think that was possible. You know, not when you had all of that with my mental illness issues from being bullied and abused and molested when I was very young. And then just add how miserable I was because I wasn't able to come out. You know, and then having the time to have self-reflection and the time to figure things out. That has meant the world to me. Because I've needed that desperately. But I also missed my family. And it was hard being away from my mom because my mom knows, at least I hope she does, how much I love and admire her, and how much I just want good things for her, and I know that she wants that for me, and I know she wants me to be happy. And I know she may not always understand, and she may not always agree with what it is that I'm doing in my life, but I know that she loves me very, very much for who I am. You know, and that person's never going to change. You know, I'm still going to be honest. I'm still going to love people. I'm still going to want good things for everybody. Like, if you're watching this, even if you don't agree with me, understand that doesn't mean that I don't still want good things for you. You know, like, you know, there's just a part of me that will always want to have good, you know, to see people do well. That I want to see people able to make a good living and to be able to own their own places and to, you know, to raise their families in a good and healthy and loving environment. You know, like, and that's all I really want for anybody, you know. You know, is love one another. You know, it's all I've ever wanted. Yes, I get angry and I spout off too, just like anybody else. I mean, we all have our tempers and we all have our bad days. But just know, you know, overall, I love you guys. And I want you to know that. You know, I have nothing but love and respect, and, you know, I want good things for everybody out there. I really do. I wish I knew how to convey what it is I'm feeling inside in a better way. I really do. Because I don't know if I'm coming across the right way. And I know I don't sound like a woman, you know. I know I don't look like a woman. But I am one. Inside, you know, I lost that person that I was meant to be because I felt like I had to hide for so long that I got too scared to come out fully. And all I've ever wanted was to be able to be fully me. And I knew to do that meant having to leave. Because I knew I couldn't be in that situation anymore. But it doesn't mean that I hate anybody or that I wish ill will on anybody. I don't. I just want everyone to be happy, and to find peace and love. That's all I really want. So if any of the people who live in California and who knew me before I left, if you see this, do know I don't wish any ill will. I don't hate you. I may have gotten frustrated and upset because, I need time right now to heal, and I need to be alone, and I need to know that I'm having a chance to be left alone to do it. But goodness, it's a warm day. It's probably a little over 90 right now as I'm walking. Yeah, I'm not exactly the smartest guy on the planet walking around in 90-degree heat. But, I've got something I've got to go buy, and got just a little bit of money to be able to do that. And hopefully, hopefully the rest of this day is going to go really well. But just know, I have no idea what else I want to say. I just know, seriously, I love you guys. Please take care. Don't forget, please help my channel grow. Please, please, please like, share, subscribe. I hate doing it, but I can't get my channel to grow without begging. Please, I want to get, before the year's end, I'd love to have it myself in triple-digit subscribers. I really would, because I want to take you on this journey. But in order to get there, I got to get closer and closer and closer to that 1,000 subscriber mark, because this is my only chance to be able to transition, is to get to where I can get monetized. And it's just the truth. That's the reality. I have to reach that level so that I can start making money, so I can pay for these medications and get clothes and everything else I need. So I can actually start to feel like the person I'm meant to be. That's I'm trying to find yoga stuff and Tai Chi stuff, so that with all of my health issues, I can start to take better control of my health. And yes, I know diet helps too, but again, takes money. Because I do want to lose weight. I really do. But and that's part of the reason I do these walks, is so that I can get control of my health a little bit. But just, again, sorry I keep rambling, but please like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys as soon as possible again. Thank you.